Okay, now we're ready. Let's go.
Okay.
Now we're ready. Let's go.
We're ready. Let's go.
Oh.
So high
Welcome
here.
to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of long roof Lemachamp or lucky track dog you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and notes in the world of low-dollar endurance racing, and whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy gives us just the tip, we're sure you'll giggle a little and learn even less. Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy!
I'm Jeff.
And I'm a disappointment after that. I'm mental.
And we are Everyone Racers. Thanks for coming back for the I don't care if they launched the NSX in 1991. They launched Jeff in 1991. Yes!
We don't
the year
need
I
any more
graduated
music.
high
Turn
school.
the music off.
I like the music.
It's loud.
If you're not driving a car, don't forget your E1R bingo card. Link is in the show notes. We also want to welcome our guest, Twitter extraordinaire, Lemons Rally. Twitter? I follow you on Instagram. I don't follow you on Twitter.
You are missing out if you don't follow Donnie on Twitter, especially see, I'm 3 hours ahead of him. So when it's like 2 a.m. there, it's like, bedtime for me. Follow Donnie on Twitter. It's awesome.
All right. I don't tweet or twat much. So Lemons Rally legend, Class C winner, Vin, is that a positive? I'm not sure. Figure 8 school bus race. Oh man, there's a lot here. Donnie, what you working
on? It would help if you read the notes before you got here.
I did read the notes. I'm burying the lead on purpose, Chrissy.
Oh.
Let me do my art. Hi, Donnie.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for misspelling my last name in the notes, too.
Oh,
that's my
hard,
fault.
Though. It's
Georgia
hard.
Public Education.
But to answer your question, Jeff, as you guys can see on there, and the viewers at home can't, I'm currently inside a Toyota Tacoma in the middle of a road trip around the Southeast. I'm actually referring to it as a one lap of the Southeast. I'm headed to Texas to pick up parts, drop off parts. I've got an engine for Escape Velocity. I have 944 parts in the back of here for something.
Are you just like a delivery guy? You're just like a delivery guy.
And well, this whole thing started because I need to pick up a Yugo in Atlanta.
Well, that's a problem.
Who doesn't?
Whoa. Wait. Who
doesn't?
Who's Yugo?
It is a spare Yugo that was used for parts from Austin Childs, Austin's Garage on YouTube.
Okay, because I think he was on VinWiki too, wasn't he?
What is it?
Yep,
What is
he's
a
actually
VinWiki?
how I got hooked up with Ed.
I don't know what a VinWiki is.
Oh,
It's
the
it's a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's okay.
where people tell dumb things they've done in cars.
That's where the
isn't that our podcast?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That was supposed to be funny.
To
It
a
was not.
broader
Okay.
audience.
Okay. Great.
All right, keep talking,
I'm
Don.
sorry. I just wanted to know.
But I'm actually picking up stuff for myself too. So I ordered a big brake kit for my Ion Redline in the hopes of actually doing the one lap of America with it next year.
Oh.
And
Interesting.
And I ordered the ATSV Brembo kit for it. It's the rear Brembos, but you put them on the front of the car. 14.5-inch rotor does not fit in a 17-inch wheel, which is the BBSs that I have on it. So I had to find a set of Astra XR 18x8 wheels. There's one set on Carpart in Houston, and I am going to pick them up. And I'm going to Slab Holiday on the way. So this whole...
You may be the most dedicated Saturn owner ever.
I probably shouldn't tell you this, but you don't need big brakes for one lap. It's 3 laps at a time. Like, it's not a big deal.
I mean, something bigger than stock might help, but it depends on if you're trying to win.
Decent pads and fluid in it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, the local road course at the house sees the Saturn fairly often, and it needs the bigger brakes.
All right.
I was gonna say it's a Saturn Ion Redline. I'm sure it needs a lot. Because they road raced them suckers a lot when they first came out. GM Performance did.
I don't think they raced. Did they race the Ions? I know the original coupes.
They road raced them. They built one into a land speed car, and they built 2 into rally cars.
Oh, dope.
And it's platform made. A Cobalt SS, especially in the later Turbo Edition, had the front wheel drive lap record at the Nürburgring for a while.
Yep.
Is that Heinrichsey who did that? John Heinrichsey? Wasn't he part of that? Anyway, we're going down a dark GM path
that no one cares about. Check off if you're telling a story about no one cares about on your bingo card.
Oh.
And just to address the most desired Saturn owner, I actually bought this car new. So yeah.
Wow.
Well. Good for you.
Mental. Can you top that? What are you working on?
No, I can't top that at all. I've been the RV actually. So I've had this leak, kind of a dripping leak underneath it, and I thought for the longest time it was condensation from the air conditioner. But as I discover more and more about some RV company and some of their creative solutions, it is some sort of repair drain plug that over the course of driving this thing 25,000 miles has worked loose. So I had to disassemble half my shower just to twist a valve to make this thing stop leaking. So that was fun. And then we've had some windy nights here the last couple of nights, and it is bent the awning something ugly. So it won't completely retract now. So I'm actually going to have to replace parts, but no sense like working on it and, while we're still living there. Oh yeah, and then car shopping, and I hate Facebook Marketplace. It is all of the evil that is Facebook in one place.
So, where are you at on the car shopping thing? Because I sent you a bunch of links and
high quality links of amazing vehicles, and I fell in love with that Mercedes. And I could stay married, or I can get a car that's really good. So I have now officially removed myself from the car shopping decision in the interest of marital bliss.
Even Donnie will agree that a Saturn
go anywhere.
Even Donnie will agree a Saturn View hybrid is a poor choice.
And you will all be absolutely right. I like my wife though, so whatever she picks, but that would require some sort of decision to be made. And I feel like that's where it's starting to fall apart. Picking something.
The Saturn View Hybrid is an amazing vehicle, and I wish I could jump through here and. Yeah,
there's one in Vegas for $1,800. So on your tour of the Southeast, come on through and get one.
No, said by no one ever. Chris, what are you working on?
I am working on. What is that odd?
Yeah, what is that
there?
noise?
Is someone playing like
a ukulele? That's what it sounds like. No.
I'm going to go with this spring on Jeff's microphone.
I'm going to say spring is. I think it's Donnie.
Oh well.
Well, we can't see mental, so I might be mental. Anyway,
while you're doing that, I'll pull out the trombone for later.
Sure.
Good.
Thanks.
I finished up Snowflake by doing an airbag sensor and various other assorted things, but delivered that to Chrissy's mom. All it needs now is a bath and a windshield. So success there. Worked on a tan and a book this weekend. That was pretty nice.
No, you didn't work on a tan.
A little bit. I was sitting in the sun on the porch.
On the porch.
Duh. It was fine.
Okay, fine.
Well, it was nice. And Monday, I had a surprise trip to the Cape Cod to put a new battery in the boat because my dad had called a couple days before and said, "Hey, your boat's got a lot of water in it." So, yeah. Turns out
call from many hours away.
Yeah, it's great. So, fortunately, it's a Boston weather. It won't actually sink, but it still has some water in it. And my dad got a neighbor to pull the plug on it, so it only had a couple inches instead of many more inches. Turns out the hose out of the bilge pump wasn't pumping out of the boat anymore. It had fallen down and was just pumping back into the boat, so it pumped itself dead. But hey, new battery in there now. The old battery is 6 years old, and the battery I delivered in for the core was 15 years old, so that was solid. Yes,
genuinely, what kind of battery was that you had in there? Because 6 years of running a sump pump, being exposed to some fairly extreme weather conditions, that's a good battery.
It only runs 3 months a year in the boat, and it also is the main start battery for the boat. It's a Walmart Ready Start Max Marine 27 group, whatever.
I buy all of my batteries at Walmart, and I buy the cheapest ones, or at like the BJ's or Sam's Club, whatever you got.
I at least get the good ones. Like I just bought a new battery for Snowflake because the one Mental had in there was 7 years old, or 6.5 years old. But it was, of course, it was an Optima yellow top, but
yeah, exactly.
Well, it was already running weak. Like you'd leave the radio on for 15 minutes and it would be dead. So knowing that Chrissy's mom was going to be driving this into areas that were less populated, I chose the option of don't get a call from Chrissy's mom for a dead battery and just put a new one in. So did that.
Save yourself that road trip.
Oh, yeah, totally. I connected Bill F. with the seller of the Solstice. Here's a weird, like, how connections of lemons thing. Because that guy is now selling the trailer he used to haul the Solstice around on, and Bill needs another trailer to haul his various assorted janky cars on. So,
doesn't Bill need a truck right now? Because, like, his truck's not up to the trailer hauling class?
His truck will tow the open trailer just fine.
Yeah.
So that's no problem. And he rents on our recommendation, which is that we actually provided good consumer advice for once. He rents a heavy duty pickup truck from Enterprise once in a while to do that. Hi, Chrissy.
Jeff, turn around. Turn around. I wasn't waving at you or
Jeff got photobombed. So yeah, now I am working in the lovely, wonderful city of the world of Hartford, Connecticut right now. Yay. It's fantastic. And with the Candlewood Suites, I would not recommend it. Go to the Residence Inn down the street. I would have, except they were sold out because apparently there's something going on here in Hartford.
I know all about that.
Right. There's the Travelers Championship going on. I knew that, but that's outside of town enough. Apparently there's some kind of convention, and Cirque du Soleil is in the parking lot next door. And there was a minor league baseball game, but apparently the field is right there. It's the Yard Goats, which is probably the best minor league baseball team name around.
Wait, they're the New England Yard Goats, yeah?
It's the Hartford Yard Goats.
Oh, Hartford, yeah. We saw them once, I think.
That is wow. That is brilliant. I would never expect to see anything that far north. That so sounds like a southern name.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I come home tomorrow and then go to work Friday, and then Friday night, Chrissy and I head back to the Cape Cod. So it's a lot of windshield time. Oh, and I picked up a new transmission for spare for Hamza's car. I got it at a junkyard in Massachusetts, another ZF transmission, because Hamza casually hinted that he'd really like to have a spare, considering we keep borrowing his race car. I thought it might be a nice thing to give him.
At this point, I don't even know if
it's called. I don't even know if it's called borrowing. Really, we should just start paying him rent.
Well, that's what this kind of is. Like we put new tires on it, and giving him a transmission, and keep like cleaning it up and race prepping it, and eventually he's going to have it back, which is nice. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. How about you, Jeff?
Excellent.
Nope. Mike's off.
Jeff is on mute. Jeff is on mute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Chrissy told me to talk to my wife, so I had
sorry. I was waving at her, and she wanted to talk to you, not me.
Yes, that's why you should talk to your wife, because Chrissy told you, not because she gave you a child.
She snuck in behind me. She didn't get on camera. Anyway, so just 20 minutes ago, and she was actually
Josh's conception.
What was that? Say it again?
Nothing. Go.
So we're not interested in the story of Josh's conception.
No. She was asking me the same question that I'm about to tell you about. Just 20 minutes ago, I climbed out from under the Super Mazda 3 Long Roof for Life, 160,000 mile perfect beast, because she's leaking oil, like a lot.
It's all the extra,
oh no!
It's all the extra trash that's in it. It's being weighed down.
Right, I like that option.
So, as you can imagine, I have lots of oil spots in my yard and everywhere, and all the street in front of my house because of the avalanche and all the other things. So I've been playing the Is That Spot New game for the last couple of weeks.
Oh no, it's a sad game to play.
It's a sad game to play, and it never
cardboard.
I know. But I did that. That's the thing. I threw cardboard under my wife's Subaru. I threw cardboard under the Titan. I threw cardboard it never occurred to me that it was the Mazda 3. So we went.
Wait. So you thought maybe it's the Corvette, your brand new truck.
No, I didn't look at the Corvette.
The garbage barge of a Mazda 3 could be leaking oil.
Oh, this is a garbage barge.
Mazdas never do wrong.
Never do anything. So
walking around scraping his driveway and going, no, that tastes GM-y. No,
that might have been happening actually.
It is absolutely. So
You can taste the Dex Cool in the oil.
Yeah.
you could. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You can.
Oh no.
So and the GM vehicles that I've had, not the Corvette, but the Avalanche, it leaked multiple kinds of fluid. So but anyway, so we went away to the shore for a couple of days, and I parked it in the driveway to kind of like cover the trailer and all the non-registered vehicles that I have in my yard. And I parked it in the one spot that didn't have an oil spot, and man, is it wet down there. So
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So I pulled it apart, and I looked underneath, and it seems to be coming from the front of the oil pan. So on Saturday, I got to pull all the plastic out and see if I can find out exactly where it's leaking.
The oil pan's really easy on those. Like once the shield is off, it's
right there. Yeah.
And but also it might be where the oil filter housing is in the front of the motor, right in front of the pan. So if it leaks off the filter housing and anything having to do with that, it'll just drip onto the front of the pan.
The filter housing's on the back of the pan on this one.
Oh, you have a Sky Active.
Sky Active, yes.
All right, sorry.
Yes.
I'll shut up now.
I know Chris has like every Rolodex and every.
He does.
Yeah, no.
That's a thing.
So unlike
him and Bozy on Twitter, yeah.
So that's my weekend plan. My last weekend plan is I cleaned and prepped the amazing Hamsa boring BMW, so we can return it to him tomorrow morning and pick up the Solstice, because what we need is more GM crap laying around. But
it runs better than our other second race car.
I do have to say that everybody should have a canister filter on top of the motor. That is a brilliant design.
Oh, hell yeah. The Mercedes has that too. Like the last time I did the oil change on it, I didn't spill a drop off the filter. It was lovely.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect until it's blocked by a supercharger sitting on the front of the motor.
If you have one of those. Sure.
But Chris is right about the Mercedes, because we did an oil change in my CLK at a Lemons race. So it took like 10 minutes. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, what you got?
Oh, nothing. So I got. So I'm pretty sure the ukulele is when every time Donnie moves his microphone, there's some kind of in the connection is when there's the ukulele playing. Just saying.
Sorry.
That's okay. I've been trying to figure out where it's coming from. Anyway.
It's kind of a nice, peaceful sound.
It was. If it only had a little more of a tune to it. Anyway, so
he's a Caribbean Gulf Coast kind of guy.
Sure. Yep.
Tune?
I don't see how, Jeff, you're actually getting worse. Every time you pick up that
didn't
trombone,
try. That's the problem. Okay, anyway, so I had an uneventful end to my work trip, which was awesome. At the end of my work trip, I took a little bit of time to the Pensacola Gulf Coast Beach, which was awesome. Easy flight, no lost and damaged bags, which I've had multiple times, so I'm good with that. Then as Chris said, we had a wonderful but windy weekend at the New Jersey shore, so that was great. And then I'm going to complain about my week at home. At work, it's been pretty crazy and terrible. I know you guys have work long days, but I don't usually work long days, and today I worked a really long day. So I've had a really long board meeting last night, so I am ready for a nap and a vacation, and it's been a lot this week. So, and it's only Wednesday. So that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
There's a note!
Chrissy is so glad to be out of the hotel so that she can yell.
So she can do that.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't mind. I don't think anybody really cares, but because I'm yelling.
The cat doesn't mind.
Oh, I don't even know where she is. No.
It's like Jeff told me. He says, when you start fussing an animal for making the noise, the animal goes, "Great, now we're both making noise."
Pretty
So
much.
the big thing, our favorite car show, Radwood, is a nominee for the USA Today's 10 Best Car Shows for the second year in a row, and the link to vote for that is in our show notes. If you like radical 80s and 90s stuff, and if you don't, well, why do you hate freedom? If you do, you should go to a Radwood, and then we wouldn't even have to tell you to go vote for it, because you would do. Because it's a great show. It's just this real nice, low stress, cultural kind of get together. Let's just talk about cars kind of a gig, and I dig it. I think everyone else on the show digs it. Donnie, you've got an award from them, haven't you?
No, I've never been to Radwood.
That's right. That was the GRM. So yeah, then you should definitely take the Saturn to Radwood.
They would love
I can't.
that.
It's an 06.
Yes, Saturn's too new, but the slab would have been perfect.
Slab,
The slab would have rocked.
The Trans Am, however.
Oh yeah, America.
Absolutely. That is Radwood gold.
Well,
especially,
question.
yes, your especially.
Does your Trans Am have a Thunder Chicken on it?
It is a 2002 collector's edition. There are flaming chickens everywhere.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
America. That's close enough. That's close enough to 80s and 90s that they'll be
That'll
fine
be
with
fine.
It's the same body style.
it. Yeah, it still works. It's the right
Yeah.
spirit.
So I want to call out our favorite rallyist out there, not by name but by vote. He said on our Facebook message that he's going to vote for Concourse de Lemons instead. I guess that's acceptable. Santiago, what are you doing? Vote for Radwood.
Oh, that's fair enough.
All right, sure.
At least if he's not going to vote for Radwood, he's voting correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've won at Concourse de Lemons in Amelia Island, Florida, so I kind of have to vote for them too.
Yeah, Florida. Mental. Anyway,
Thank you for getting that, Jeff.
so I've bad news here. We talked about it last week. Davey Johnson, the automotive and motorcycle journalist, been missing now for 2 weeks. The search has ended with no real results. There's some speculation online. I'm not going to mention any of it, but foul play is not probable according to the authorities. There are lots of people, automotive journalists, writing really great pieces about his life. Go read some of those. He will be missed. I know his writings will be missed. Yeah, better people who knew him better than me are writing better stuff, so I'm going to shut up.
Cool.
Yep.
Not cool. That's very sad. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
we're
It's a shame.
Oh. Anyway.
It is a shame. But read the stuff about him and remember the guy for what he was.
Say, Jeff, where's your sad trombone now?
Oh, it's
Yeah, see.
No.
He tried.
Okay, so we're going to move on to some recent race results. So AER was at Palmer with 26 question mark cars. 26? Question mark?
we're not sure.
It was 20 something. So
Didn't we look
which
up
is
the
kind of sad.
Oh,
Yeah, we did, but I don't remember what we counted. It was 22 or 26, and I was
It-
giving them the benefit of the doubt. But either way, nobody hit a rock wall that we know of, so that's a win for Palmer.
I think they
right
all
there.
said how great it was that nobody hit rock walls. And they said the flagging
Well,
was
there's
good.
no one around them, so that's of course.
Right,
there's
right.
no one
There,
around.
right. If you only have if there's 26
Right,
cars.
the flaggers know every driver by name. Oh, that's Bill. Okay, great.
Oh, that's
Not
Matt
actually
Connolly. I
Bill.
wonder how he knows that.
Yeah,
guy.
Matt Connolly, great. Here we
okay,
go,
what
flag
you
him.
want? What you want?
I heard that there was a rollover at this Palmer. Has that been?
yeah?
Can anyone confirm that?
There was. Yes, there was a rollover, and then they went back out on track and everything was fine.
Yeah, like a non-contact
Yes.
rollover is what
Correct.
I'm hearing.
I did hear that. I did.
Like a soft rollover.
No, it rolled. I mean, it didn't barrel roll like the other one at Lemons.
I
It was-
don't know.
yes, it's true. I heard
Oh,
it.
and I did see that. Yeah, they were back, and that car was back on the track.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what they said. They were like, "Oh, we
26
rolled."
cars and somebody rolls over.
Yep, and then they rolled over, and then they went back out on track, which is crazy. Like, if you roll, you're just like, you don't just go back out on track. I mean,
Well.
they do.
I guess that guy did.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That seems crazy. Okay, anyway, so AER.
Anyway,
was
do we know
at
anything
Palmer.
about winners?
Yeah, we do. Saturday's overall winner was BBQ Experts of Rubin Performance Garage with our Matt Connolly less than 3 seconds behind. Both had fast laps deep into the 150s. Bronze went to the Poor Race Motorsports. And Sunday, Matt Connolly was over the top podium, which combined their Saturday win gives them overall. Woo! When you win, you. Oh, ouch! I just got ouch. That means he got like 3 trophies, like 4 trophies, I think, because he got all the trophies because AER likes to give everyone a trophy. So what gives him?
Yeah.
All right. So then, Poor Motorsports was second, and third was Ambrose Racing with a few cars. Everyone gets a trophy! Yay!
And Champ Car was at NCM. Saturday had the boring E30 of Ravage X.
Whoa.
It's RRVA graphics.
Yeah, it looks like someone just like the cat stepped on the keyboard. So cat stepped on the keyboard, but their real race is in second. But this is actually great. The Miata of Basil Weenie Racing and the E30 of 91 Motorsports. The Weenie took it by less than a second after the whole day. Like, man, that had to be some tough racing right at the end. And Sunday, the Ho Chunk 86 Jeep Cherokee was number 1. Hell yeah. But there was another epic battle for second between the E30 and the cat stepping on the keyboard, and 901. And it was 2 seconds on the same lap. But cat stepping on the keyboard won that one. So, wow, that was a great weekend for those two guys, or those two teams. That's really wonderful that they were so close both days. Good for them and each one. So, good racing.
Yep. Now, on that note, Champ Car is going to be at the Big Willow this weekend out in California, and it is a very West Coast Champ Car event. They have 14 cars, 2 BMWs, 2 Miatas, 1 Honda, no P cars, and a Jetta TDI for what is going to be a very expensive or efficient 7 pair of track days.
How big is Big Willow? Do you know?
Like 3-something miles.
It is. It's
Oh,
I mean,
no.
you can see it, and it's kind of on a hill, so you can kind of see the whole track the whole time. But yeah, it's going to be a long, big, boring day.
Wow. That's like that's worse than a track day, actually, because track days you absolutely have more than cars than that. Okay.
Yeah, most like HPD, any
Literally,
HPD
yes.
group is going to have more than 14, even at a little track. That's sad. Why do they even bother anymore? Like in the West Coast, it's really, they just can't get anybody to go.
Lucky dog eating their lunch.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, but you know what else is fun, and you can get just as much track time? Extreme Experience. Go to their site, find it on their website. They have awesome cars, awesome tracks, and maybe you want to give it for a present or just something fun to do this summer, because summer weekends on the racetrack are a fun time. I don't think you're going to regret it, and nor if you gave it a present, they won't either. Extreme Experience. Do it, Everyone Racers, no space, and you'll get some percentages off. You should do it. xxb.com.
Awesome. Is it main topic time, Chrissy? Do you want to yell? Main topic. So, our main topic today is our guest. So, we do a lot of stupid things in cars, and we talk a lot about our travels and our dumb travels and all kinds of stuff like that. But we realize that there are people out there doing dumber stuff. And that's what our guest is tonight. He has done a lot of dumb things, including attempting Saturns and owning all kinds of GM vehicles. We've spoken about this guy at Lemons rallies and at races, and we've heard some of his demo derby in past. And he may or may not be currently high on bath salts. He's a man of many names and titles. We call him Florida Man Donnie. Hi, Florida Man.
Well, joke's on you, Jeff. You can't leave the state of Florida without bath salts.
Well, don't get excited here. We have some of your background, but we need to decide, because we only interview 2 kinds of people. Interesting characters,
Okay.
and experts. So I have some pre-qualifying questions for the listeners so that they can decide if you are an expert or an interesting person. Okay. Question A. Let's you
go.
long roof for life?
I do own a 1996 Buick Roadmaster Estate limited edition or collector's edition, baby blue with wood grain on the side and the 3rd row jump seat that faces backwards.
So that is long roof for life. How many wagons do you currently own, and how many of them are built by GM?
These aren't cars that you actually own. You don't have to have actually ever seen them, because I think you own some you haven't seen.
Well, technically, I guess I do still own Doris, the Oldsmobile wagon. So if we're going long roof vehicles, 3 of them and all 3.
RGM. Wow. Have you ever driven a school bus and crashed it on purpose?
On purpose, no, but I've raced a school bus in a figure 8 and there was full contact.
Were there children in the vehicle at the time? No, we'll get to that.
No.
Some people call you Dr. Donnie. Do you or do you not have an advanced degree?
I am a year away from a PhD in applied mathematics.
Whoa. Do you have an
please,
alligator in your pants?
Please don't come up to me in the Lemons paddock with an injury, because if there's blood, I'm going to faint too. But I will definitely help you calculate any sort of fluid usage that your car is going through.
Got it.
Oh,
You know what
Jeff has that problem right now. He needs your help.
I do.
He's losing fluid. Please help him.
You are from Florida. Do you have an alligator in your pants currently?
I have an alligator nest in my backyard. I currently have between 3 to 4 little, like, foot-long alligators in my backyard at all times.
I keep waiting for it to say in his pants.
If I'm outside grilling, I will feed them, like, the chicken wings or whatever before I grill them.
What?
And I have gotten one trained enough that I can pick it up.
Okay, so most
Holy
important.
crap!
But they're
That is terrible. You have a dog. That is a terrible idea. You have a great dog.
Fred is afraid of everything, so he runs and hides whenever
Fred
anything's
the dog
out.
or the alligator?
Oh.
Fred is the dog.
What's the alligator's
So
name?
what's the little alligator's name?
I named the alligator Daisy.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Her teeth,
All right.
not so
Chompy.
cute. Yeah, not chompy. No.
Mr. Chompers.
I have one last question in the pre-qualifying round. How do you pronounce the German car company that makes the 911?
If you actually go through all of the English language pronunciations for the word broken apart, it's Porsche.
Porsche. All right.
Porsche.
I think it qualifies you.
Wait, what is the company that makes the 911? And say if they made the 911, you would call it the what 911?
Singer.
It's what, the Roof R21?
I hate all of you. All right.
So I guess that qualifies
Actually,
you.
I'll ask a dumb question. How do you pronounce your last name?
Petruniak.
Okay.
Triniac.
I won't remember that at all. But thanks.
We
for
were way off.
Yeah, I was saying like truck at the end. All right, so look, I think you qualify in both categories. You're an interesting person and probably a subject matter expert in terrible long roof GM. So you qualify for our show. Why don't you tell the listeners some actual facts about you that have nothing to do with bath salts? How'd you get into this car thingy?
Well, I grew up going to the local short track on Saturday nights. There was always either a street stock car or a non-wing sprint car or a demo derby car in my family at some point in time. So I grew up on the short tracks, the dirt tracks of Western Pennsylvania. And then when we moved down here, I actually was old enough to get into it myself. And after strapping into a demo derby car at 16, things really haven't gone up, but they haven't really gone down either. So, but yeah, the demo derbies led to bracket racing and drag racing, and that led to running modifieds at New Smyrna, which led to building a Lemons car, which led to going back to Enduros, which led to I took some time off for an injury and then found the Lemons rally started. So I started doing those and then built another car when I was cleared to race again. So that's where I'm at.
So you went roundy round and crashy crash before you ever got onto a road track.
Yes.
Was there a learning curve to like not hitting things? Or
I still haven't figured that out.
That has to be like a horrible just thought. Like when you're in the middle of you're battling it out, and your base instinct is to, well, if I catch him and I hit him right here in the rear wheel, then I can offset his axle and take him out completely. Oh wait, wrong kind of racing. I'm not allowed to do that. Crap.
Yeah, there is a sticker on the dash of the race Camry that says "Don't hit anyone." And that's not for any of my arrive and drives. That's
for me. That's funny.
Excellent.
But yeah, the most insane thing ever that I've done is strapping myself into a 45-foot long school bus to run a figure eight race. Slightly below that is what we refer to as the boat trailer race, where you take whatever you show up to the Crashorama event with and you strap a jet ski or a camper or a pallet with a shark fin on it, and You run around a race, 3/8 mile banked oval, and your goal is to, 1, finish first, and 2, knock whatever is on the vehicle in front of you off.
Because anyone that loses their trailer is out of the race, correct?
Yes.
Interesting.
So is it a lap thing or literally just attrition?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
It's a 15 or 20 lap race. It lasts all of 15 minutes, but there's maybe 2 or 3 cars at the end of it that are still running, pulling things. But if you lose your trailer, you don't have to stop.
You just don't.
Oh, okay.
This all takes place in Buffalo, Florida, doesn't it?
Actually, the series runs up and down the East Coast. But
Oh.
yes, it started in Buffalo, Florida.
That's
Well,
pronounced with
we
an
might-
F. I don't care how
There
they spell
used to be
it.
a show back, I forget what the network is called now, but it was called Spike for a little bit. And on their infomercials, all sponsored by Lincoln Tech, you had Hot Rod TV and Gears
Totally.
and all this other kind of stuff. They had one called Carpocalypse, and it literally, and it was just like it was a random track down south where they did this sort of thing, and they had some girl, the bikini racer, and then they brought a bunch of Yankees down and had them like battling it out over a season.
That actually was filmed with the series that I compete with.
That is epic.
Yes, the guy, the shorter guy with the New York accent and the mullet, Ismo.
You got to be a lot.
runs the
You got
event.
to be a lot more specific. Yeah, I've been.
Well, there's only one guy with a New York accent and a mullet.
Oh,
But
please.
there's mullets. There's
It's a
plenty of
suburb of
mullets.
New York.
It's Jacksonville is Philadelphia. Miami is New York. In the middle is Kentucky.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Now, so you're an old school GRM guy too. Like you're one of the board, because I remember you fussed at me that if I had not been so quick to grab the Plymouth Champ, you also would have had that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you want
I,
it though? Or maybe it's in a
It's already
yard
gone.
somewhere. Okay.
It's already gone. But
Shoot.
my Plymouth Cranbrook is down back in your way. In fact, Stampy ended up with that one. Got it to his buddy.
Yeah, I did the GRM
Is that where
challenge
you-
in
Yeah. Go.
17 and 18. 17 was the silver Firebird that had the giant screaming chicken on the hood, of course. And I
Proper.
took the T-tops out and blared Skinnered the whole time.
Nice.
I'm sure JG loved that. Actually, yeah.
And
Good.
then last year I was supposed to take the Lexus. We had issues getting the cage finished, and then we had issues with the ECU. So I wound up taking the Redline. And every year that I've gone, it's just been one of those show up, have fun, meet some people, because they do it an hour from my house. So going to it is almost not going to it is almost not an option.
Yeah.
So
if we were at all closer, I would love to go back. Like I've been 3 times now. I went in 02, 06, and 10. And it's such a great time, but I have no interest in building a car for one event like that. That's only one weekend, and no interest in driving 15 hours,
Yeah,
18
no.
hours each
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
towing
To do it for-
15
right.
hours.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the problem.
So
Yeah.
you being
I
1
just-
hour
I
away,
just-
you just bring
yeah.
whatever random assorted detritus you have in your yard that runs. Like that seems like a great idea, actually.
That is
You are-
brilliant.
You are more than welcome to come and attempt to destroy anything that I own at any point in time.
Because it's usually the same weekend as New Hampshire, but I don't know about this
Oh,
year.
is it?
Is it that late? I thought it was September.
October.
Is it October? Okay.
It's better than when they first had it in February, back when I did it in 02. That was sad because we're working in Massachusetts in the cold trying to get the CRX ready. We couldn't test it. We couldn't do anything. Our first test on it was out in the street in front of Tim and Margie's house, because that was back in the day when the barbecue before the event was at their house. So yeah,
Nice.
good
Yeah.
times.
And then how many of them did they get? Like, didn't they have one canceled by a hurricane or something? So they had to start looking at different seasons.
Yeah, one. Oh well.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, if it's a different weekend, Donnie, you might end up with some uninvited house guests who are also scared of gators, or at least I'm scared of gators.
And just so you know, just so you're aware, Crashorama is always the Friday after Halloween and the Saturday after Halloween and the Friday after Thanksgiving. So, open invitation. If you guys want to put a car together, we can do this.
And by then, Daisy will be a lap gator, so that'll be a great challenge.
Too big for a pants gator, but small. I suppose. Okay, fine.
Oh, I like where this is going. This is going to be great.
All right, who else got a question? Chrissy, you got one?
I think Chris had some.
Chris has some?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Donnie, what's your, real quick, favorite math theorem?
The one that I can forget about the quickest, to be 100% honest, I black them out.
I always think that
unless
Pythagoras
I
is
need
full
them.
of shit.
It's the only one anybody knows, really.
Yeah.
You didn't answer it.
Well.
What's the answer?
You still haven't answered one. It's not like you.
Wait.
Tell us some math.
I have
Hold on
a degree.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
I grew up with a math teacher. I think the better question is, what is your favorite math joke?
Ooh.
Oh.
So last year, I didn't. This isn't necessarily a joke, but last year I actually had to write a paper on correlations, and I ended the paper with this sentence: the number 3 and the number 7 have absolutely zero correlation at all, except in the state of North Carolina, where car number 3 has 7 championships.
Well done.
In the event you wondered actually how Florida I was, I slid a Dale Earnhardt reference into college essay.
Wow.
I'm amazed that you got it through writing that essay without falling asleep. I guess, well, that's the whole key, is the teacher would fall asleep before it's over. Okay, well done. Yeah.
Usually you hide that in the middle to see if anyone actually reads
right? On page
No.
11 of 20. That's where you
I
put
just
stuff.
had this one image of some poor Iowa math professor just at like 9:30 at night, just before he's about to watch Dateline, and then he just suddenly just goes, "Yeah, raise hell, praise Dale, burn down." Which incidentally is how a lot of Donnie and mine Twitter conversations end on Twitter is raise hell, praise Dale, burn down Applebee's.
Donnie, what did the acorn say when he grew up?
What did the acorn say, Jeff?
Geometry.
Oh, I kind of like that one.
That's a thigh slapper there, Dad.
Right? It's like, are you
sorry,
eight?
It's the week past Father's Day, and that is the dad joke of dad jokes.
My dad told it to me, so there you go.
Oh.
Dad joke of the day.
Yeah. All right. Figure 8 school bus racing. I've heard a little bit about this from the guys. There's a couple of guys on the GRM board that have done it, and they post some things about it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's essentially,
That's what
it wasn't JG. It was another guy, I think, that worked there at the time. Anyway, he said that eventually the track just has a bunch of buses out back, and you just go get one running, and you can just use it for the race. And then, it crashes, it knocks over on its side, doesn't run, and someone else does the same thing again. Is that what you experienced, or do you have something else?
My experience was I sent an email to Mo and said, "Hey, I want to run the school bus race. I have no idea where to get a bus." And the response I got was, "Show up 2 days before, get one running." So that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah, I've heard that the entire Florida used bus market is basically empty because of all you idiots.
It's all the guys that convert them into campers for the NASCAR races and everybody that races them.
Got it.
And the Mexicans.
Not really in Florida.
They don't take them down Florida. All right, sorry.
No, because you've got to come
Texas.
back up and over and.
Yeah, that's why they use them in Texas. Mm-hmm. Sounds right. So maybe what we need to do is We need to buy one in Jersey or Pennsylvania, drive it down, be in the GRM, and then take it on the figure 8 school bus race.
You can drive a school bus from Pennsylvania to Florida yourself. I don't want to do that.
There's plenty of room to sleep in the back.
Yeah. It's a nice,
I don't
comfortable
care.
ride and quiet. Yeah. We'll take the Mercedes. How about that?
All right.
If you take every other row of seats and you turn it around, you effectively create beds on either side of the school bus, and
perfect
you
size
can
for
put
midgets.
a propane grill in the back of one of them and just create the world's most unsafe rolling kitchen.
No.
Propane is safe.
Propane
Propane
is
is safe.
You had us interested until Chrissy heard the word propane grill in the back of a moving vehicle.
Oh, no.
We'll do charcoal then, because open flame is better for that.
You can vent the exhaust gases from the grill back out through the rear escape hatch. If you have the back windows down, the airflow will come in and then back out. There's been some engineering talk around this.
Look, trust him. He's a mathematician.
Trust me, I'm a safety propane professional, and I don't know if I agree with this. But as long as I don't know what's happening, it's not my propane, then I don't really care.
We just got to get a school bus that's a blunt front nose that has the engine and the dog house right between the seats. Then you just pull the engine cover off, put your food on the exhaust manifold for a while. When you're done, pick it back up. You don't have to stop.
Sure.
See, I've thought this through.
That sounds slightly more dangerous than an open flame.
You're not even doing anything. You just put the burrito right on the manifold.
So you got to wrap it in tinfoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
Just reaching right into the engine bay as the vehicle's going down the road.
Yeah, what's wrong with it? It's sitting right there, and you're like not by the spinny bits of the fan. You're just by the exhaust stuff. Put your can of beefaroni on there. Put your beans, whatever you want. Tie it on. You're good to go. Free heat.
But how would you cook a briefcase full of SpaghettiOs with that?
Oh,
Well, you have to take it out of the briefcase.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's a mess. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But the ones in the beer cans, you could cook right in the can.
Absolutely.
You mean the SpaghettiOs that
Yes,
come
and that
from their
was
own can?
genius.
No, there was a Lemons Bribe this last time in
I
Colorado.
did see that, yes.
The same team. They put the SpaghettiOs, not the briefcase, but in actual beer cans.
Sealed beer cans. They had to actually pop the top. Anyway, let's talk about racy things.
Racy things.
We got
school
Donnie
buses,
here.
racy things.
So, all right. So you did a lot of racing. What's your favorite kind of racing? Because you have so much varied experience.
As far as on-track fun, there's nothing quite like a boat trailer race. For the amount of time that you're out there and you're just destroying things, it is pure chaos.
How long does it usually last? Is it like
inside
minutes?
the car, it feels like it lasts about a half hour, 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
In the stands, it's like a 10 or 15-minute race.
Okay.
The time jump happens while you're in the car, huh?
Yeah.
I think there is nothing that can be more fun. Like, how many times have I been on a racetrack and been like, if I could just hit him out of the way, I would feel much better about my life.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. You can move people. Like, my preferred car for these are the 95 and up Grand Marquis, Crown Vic, Lincoln Town cars. Because one, you buy them from estate sales when the old people that bought them originally died for $300 to $400.
Yeah, great.
You
Sign them up.
You pull the plastic front bumper off. You put an S10 front bumper on it that's solid steel.
We have one of those. Or we had one of those.
We probably still do.
Oh no. Good.
And you have basically created, at that point, a very strong, very safe vehicle for you and terror on wheels for everyone else.
And it can tow like plenty of jet skis.
Yeah.
So you probably could find one down in Florida with a trailer hitch on it.
Exactly.
Because they all got to move their golf carts around, right?
Yeah. The last one that I bought actually had a hitch on it, for a trailer with a golf cart on it, and it actually had a tow bar on the front to be pulled behind a motorhome.
Nice.
So that is peak Florida, and it had a land-out roof.
Very important.
It checks all the bingo boxes for a Florida vehicle purchase.
Yep.
It needs its own bingo card. That's how extensive it is.
That's awesome. Not built by GM, though. Very off-brand of you.
Well, that's because I do have a heart, Jeff. So and considering the issues that I have with my current daily driver Ferd, I have absolutely zero malintent with destroying a Ford product.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's strong words.
I can't use stronger ones.
Oh, don't worry. It's not like my dad's listening to this one.
Mental's back. Mental, you got any questions there?
I do, and I apologize, folks. I had some technical difficulties. So if Donnie's already answered these, just say you're an idiot, Mental. Well, actually, no, because that won't be enough. You have to be more specific. Anyway, so did we already ask him how many cars he owns now?
Nope.
Oh.
Actually, now, not physically in your possession, but legally in your possession, kind of a deal. Because I know that there are cars you own that you've never actually seen that are not in the same state that you reside in.
You're doing this to me, aren't you? All right, we're gonna do this. Well,
here's the thing. No, and Donnie, we're not calling you out. And the audience that listens to this show, they're going to be impressed. They are going to aspire to be where you are. This isn't judgment. This is bragging.
All right, so I don't know the number, so let's just run through it. There's the.
All right, we'll start you, Yard.
I'll count in my fingers. Go ahead.
I'm starting at the house, going from the house to the furthest away. So there is the Ford Fusion Sport, there is the Suburban, the IRL, the Trans Am, the Race Camry. I have.
Aren't you sitting in something right now?
Yeah, but I'm sitting in a press car. So
eating shrimp.
No, actually, I don't have any shrimp, but I have buffalo chicken dip.
Wearing Pilates.
That's off-brand. I'm in my flip-flops.
Pilates flip-flops.
Let's see. So I have a Simca 1204. I have.
Wait, there are Simcas that are not owned by Soggy?
So
that's where I was going.
Sog sent me this car every day for like 2.5 weeks. And I got bored one day and I said, let me go take a look at it. Went down. The guy wanted $1,200 for it. He was in St. Pete. I live in Daytona. So I had to go across the dong to get there. Get down there and I'm talking to the guy and he goes, if you have $300 in your pocket, you can take this home. And I went, let's just put it on my trailer.
Car that runs.
And I'll go find some money.
$500, yeah, who cares? You have to. You have to.
It doesn't run. It's got a hole in the block. But I also
that thing?
Here's where we're gonna get into fractions. If it has a VIN on it, is it a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Because I have the dashboard to the front bumper of an 07 Impala SS.
I'm going to give you half.
Part.
I'm going to give you half on that. Go ahead.
Okay. The Simca actually
have you driven that even as it is? Like, you can drive that. This is Florida. Like,
does it have
gas
wheels?
tank
Is it like
and a pump.
And I think that's a front driver, so it'll go.
Is it just
Yeah, exactly.
actually a full front clip?
It's the LS4 4T65.
Yeah.
Does it have wheels on it?
And yes, it's
so
a
it's
full roller.
It's a full front clip then.
Except that
it's a
cut
car.
off.
We literally cut it at the B pillar, put the gas tank in the passenger seat with a ratchet strap, and took it around for a little bit.
Yeah, that counts.
That's amazing.
That's a
Yes.
car. Perfect.
Full car.
All you need is a castering rear wheel on it, and you're set.
Like a tiny one, like the one that you.
Or a set of skis.
I was going to say skids. Go for skids.
Yeah.
All right, that's 7.
Okay.
So,
that's epic.
an Eclipse GST convertible.
Yeah, DSM.
Oh, we
Because-
do. Jeff
because
is getting
Florida.
all giggly about that. Yeah.
and that sits right next to a 944 turbo,
Oh,
which sits
hello.
next to which
does
actually-
the 944 turbo work?
Yes.
It doesn't have a motor in it.
Okay.
All
It
right.
was bought as a parts car for another car that a friend of mine has, and he sent me a text one day and said, "Hey, do you want a 944 shell?" And I went, "Sure, why not?"
Sure.
Sure.
So
Gator's got to live someplace.
the plan is to actually put an LSJ, which is the supercharged 2-liter, like the Ion Redline has,
Yeah.
into the 944.
Or just
That's
go
a
buy
quality
a
plan.
Solstice GXP. And,
Those were turbo, not supercharged, though.
better.
And
They're
and
also
I
better.
cannot pull one of those apart
Oh.
because, again, I have a heart. Which those sit next to an 85 El Camino with a Monte Carlo Euro nose.
Whoa, hello.
Like, I have so
You
lost
are-
count by
Yeah,
now,
it's-
too.
Jeff was
you
keep-
actually,
keeping track.
if you say you've got a Mazda 3 with a big block out there, you're going to get like bingo of a car that every single person on this show wants one of what you have. Because I want the El Camino. Jeff wants your Eclipse.
No, it's a GST,
Chris will take
not a
your Suburban.
GSX.
I don't want Suburban.
It's
I have several now that
Yeah,
I'm
we have so
responsible
many
for carrying
Suburbans.
of.
And this one's rust free too. You'll have the quartered market of rust free Suburbans in Pennsylvania.
I got enough. Thank you.
Rust-free, one-owner GMC Suburban 2500, 454, 4L80, 410 gears.
Say that again.
It's a
It's-
rust-free, one-owner, but a GMC Suburban. It's a 99. It's a GMT 400 with the 454, with the 4L80, and it has 410 gears. So if you need your neighbor's house moved, just call me.
That's
Oh,
got
yeah.
like single-digit gas mileage written all over it.
It's the same as
is-
your Avalanche, Jeff. Come on. It's
Yeah.
almost exactly the same. Like, you had the 496, which is an evolution of the 454. You had
Yeah.
4L80. You had 410 gears. It was the same thing, except you had
Same
even
thing.
more power. And your body
and
was
he had
far
all
worse.
of the rust. All of the rust.
Yeah.
That is not on this one, but I think that one also is the bench seats. Like it's 3-row seating, but it's 3 benches, isn't it?
3-row bench.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's currently in the process of being converted from leather to cloth interior, and I'm doing the full red velour cloth interior in it.
Oh, good. Whorehouse all
Yeah,
the way
that's
around.
not creepy at all.
It was a factory GM option. I bought
It
all
was.
the seat covers.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
GM Whorehouse Red.
So what are we at?
was
I think
a-
we're-
I think we're
actual
at
option
9.
code.
Okay,
That's
so-
GU4.
9. Okay.
We're not done.
No, we're not even close.
So
Because you haven't
I
even
have-
counted the race cam rate.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Is
It
it-
was early
Okay.
on.
So I have the Geo Tracker that I just picked up.
Oh, now that one I would say is a percentage because it's literally just a frame.
It's a frame, a body, and a VIN.
All right, fair
Oh,
enough.
if we've already classified it, then we have to go.
Yeah,
with that.
that's close enough. It just needs a motor. That's not too far off.
And I've got one.
Attached to an Impala SS.
No, it's actually in a crate. I'm doing something completely stupid with the Geo, and I can't say anything about it.
All right.
The Geo sits next to an S10 Blazer, and it's the box. It's an 88, but it's got a 350 in it, 2-door.
Does it run?
Of course it runs.
Okay.
It doesn't have a tag on it, but it runs, and that doesn't mean that I don't drive it.
That's Florida.
It always runs.
Is that a yard car at this point?
No, I take it to the grocery store.
Feels like
Okay.
a jail car, really, like a 2-door S10, a 2-door S10 block, like probably got like some of those cool neon stripes down the side.
Well, eventually the yard car, but then it becomes the shooting car, and then you do a drive-by on the shooting car from the yard car, and then you get, that's south for you right there.
All right.
So
I think we're at
then-
11. We're still in Florida.
We're at 11.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and those are all the cars in Florida. And then I have the Yugo GV, I have the 90 C4, and I have a 98 Tacoma single cab flare side.
Ooh, where's that one?
That is in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, and it's a 5-speed too.
Ooh, I think we have 14. I think that beats me. Does it beat me plus Chris? That's a question.
Well, if you count all the race cars, then that's where it gets strange.
We get close.
He counted his. We should count ours.
Yeah.
Here's the kicker on that. I just sold 12 cars.
Shut up. No.
In the last like 3 months, because I thought I was going to be taking a job and needing to move, I did a fire sale. I sold all my P cars. I sold a bunch of Crown Vics that I had laying around. I sold a bunch of S10 Blazer parts cars that I had. I sold my other Ion shell. I'm down to 14 cars.
So do you own Eric Rude's wagon, or had Eric? There was another Cutlass running around someplace up the Rust Belt with your name on it.
So that was purchased brand new in Titusville, Florida. I bought it from the original owner when she died. I took it from Titusville to Monterey, ran a rally with it, Monterey to Seattle and back. It then went to Minnesota to live with the team that wrecked their MG. Eric went and picked it up from them. That's right. Bought it from me, and then it lived at Eric's house. I agreed to buy it back from Eric, and I couldn't get up and get it, so I sold my interest in it per se.
Didn't half of Cam and Tub buy the MG?
Yes, the MG is in Reno, Nevada, in Brownell's backyard.
That's what I thought.
We live in such an incestuous little world here. Like, what the hell?
There's only so many people of our kind of crazy. So now Jeff has talked about.
I'm officially jealous.
What? What? No.
Like, if I still lived in West Milford and I still had a ton of land, half of that stuff I'd still have.
Well, then I wouldn't have to have a storage garage, because then the Citroen would be sitting there, so you could stare at it as you're not getting a title for it.
We could ask you about it, because you are supposed to be on summer break, and you should be doing something with that, right?
No, it's okay. He's bringing the BMW back to Hamza. That's important, actually. And getting the Solstice, so that we might have something to drive.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm with you. I'm jealous. If I had a huge big chunk of land, I'd have all kinds of stupid crap. At least 3 things I want.
Yeah, I mean, half of that GM shit would not be in my yard. There is no room for any S10s in my field, my South 40.
In your life anymore?
In your life.
But but now Jeff has talked about his biggest influence was his grandfather, like just as far as like learning to wrench, and your Jeff's dad was also a time trial kind of guy, and like my gearhead influence was really kind of the opposite, because my dad hated cars. So, I got into cars as rebellion. Who was your biggest gearhead influence? Because it sounds like, you said you're always at the short track. It sounds like you kind of had like a family thing going on there with that one.
Yeah, my uncles and some distant cousins all were the ones that were running at the short track, so we were always out there with them. My grandfather had a farm per se, so he always had some sort of tractor that he was working on, and that's actually where I turned my first wrenches, was on an old tractor of sorts.
Yard tractor.
Yeah, my dad was a contractor, so he would always get cars as barter for, hey, if you want to put my fence up, like, I'll give you this Ford Tempo that I have. So he would always get them, fix them, and flip them. That's actually how he got the. Yeah. Well, I mean, this was back in the mid 90s, though, before the Ford Tempos rusted apart.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Ford Tempos, you do not see a Ford Tempo anywhere these days. No. I would
Except Florida.
Except Florida. Not even in Florida. If you could find a Mercury Topaz.
I actually saw a 2-door Mercury Topaz on the street the other day.
And you didn't buy it?
It wasn't for sale.
I was driving, it was driving, and I started crying. Because of the gorgeousness that I was in the company of.
Wow.
Now that would win.
If you could find one of the very, very elusive manual transmission, V6,
Yeah.
Topaz coupes. It's like one of 8, I think, or something stupid like that.
Yes.
Eric would know the answer.
Yeah, so would Bozy. Yes, absolutely. That's impressive. Now, you've done all kinds of cool racing. You've done all kinds of cool car stuff. And, aside from being an expert and a character, that's why you're here on this show. What racing is out there that you haven't tried that you want to try?
Ooh, good question.
So, I've never raced a boat, and I would love to do.
We sold ours. Sorry.
Oh no, it went to the dumpster.
To do boat drag racing, jet boat racing. I would love to do that.
And is that the straight line stuff, or is that like the autocross in a swamp like you see on TV sometimes?
Straight line.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't trust myself in a boat to take corners. There's a story that involves me, a jet ski, and some alcoholic beverages that I will not reveal at this point in time.
Never.
But a tree was involved.
What'd you say?
I said, but a tree was involved.
Oh no, what did Jeff say?
I said bath
Bath
salts.
salts.
Bath salts. I just heard the woo. I didn't know what kind of thing we were wooing. Sorry, go ahead.
Mike Finnegan does that stuff, and you can catch some of his drag boat videos online. It's
Bath
impressive.
Salts?
Yes. And that and tractor pulling is really the other one that I would love to get into, or actually just
is very
partake
intriguing.
in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've done all the road racing. I've done the roundy round stuff. I've done drag racing on my own. I've gone 192 at Bonneville in a C6 Z06.
Proper.
There's not really much space left on my, I guess, amateur racing resume.
I didn't realize you were at Bonneville. That's supposedly one of the things that every gearhead needs to get to Speed Week in Bonneville.
You have to go at least once, because you can tell that you're being told that cars are going 200 and 300 miles an hour, and it does not look like it. Because there's nothing to judge the speed with except for the sound that you're getting that's echoing off the mountains around you.
That is awesome. Okay, so this one I just thought of while you were talking. And I imagine it's a different answer. I could be totally wrong. So for the trailer smashy smash or school bus racing, like for trailer smash, I imagine you don't want to be in front. Like pole position is bad. Versus school bus racing. So from the overall start to mid race to your finishing, what's your strategy for a trailer smashy race?
If I'm in a trailer race, starting position doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
My modus operandi for that is start hitting things as soon as the green flag flies.
Like, don't even bother trying to save yourself for a minute.
Exactly.
Just immediately aggress.
You go on the attack as soon as the flag drops.
This is the kind of real racing advice you only get on the Everyone Racers podcast. As soon as the green flag drops, start.
Just hit stuff.
They ain't talking about this on Garage Heroes, that's for sure.
Don't even start the car. Just get out of the car and start punching people.
If the series allows it, why not?
Do you look for like the weakness? You're like, oh, that guy's, or do you like go for the strongest looking competitors?
Anything, if you're aiming for what they're towing, fiberglass is going to break before an actual camper will. So you're going to aim for the boats. You're going to aim for the jet skis. I'll send you guys a picture here when we're done, or if you saw it on my VinWiki episode, one of my trailers one year was a porta potty.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
nice.
Yes, with an inflatable lady of the evening hanging on the back of it.
We don't know anything about that at all.
Carries around.
What's her name? Does she have a
weird,
name?
Man. It's weird.
I actually went with the Super Troopers reference and wrote Ursula on it.
Oh. Ours is named Brittany. Britnee.
And Brittany's trying to get her life together. You know, she's not so much slutty. She is still a party girl though, because she was hanging out in the with the keg and in the hot
Well,
tub.
she didn't show up at Pitt when I showed up with ice cream.
No, she didn't show up
No.
at Pitt. I don't know why she only. Oh, because of the party. That's why we only decided to bring her because of the party. Anyway, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to digress.
Okay, so now school bus racing, less smashy, I would imagine.
It's a lot of, I'm going to hold my foot to the floor. I'm not even going to pay attention to what's coming. And there's times where I'll take my left foot and put it on top of my right foot so that I can't even think about lifting.
What? I do that when I'm driving on the racetrack.
That's like driving a 79 Porsche 911 Turbo. Is there? Do not lift. Both feet on the gas and
Both
hang
feet
on.
That's not both feet in, right? That's both feet in
both feet on and hang
the
on.
same pedal.
Now, that's a figure 8 race, right?
Yes.
School
Yes.
bus figure eight.
You're only doing 30 to 40, but it feels like 6 times faster than that.
Do you look to the left or the right when you're making that crossover, or you just like blinders? Just go straight. Just go straight.
The first couple times, it was my head was facing oncoming traffic and I wasn't even paying attention. And after you've run into somebody twice because you've missed the turn in for the corner, you realize that you have to actually look forward going through the crossover. So at that point, it's grab the wheel, both feet on the gas, and just, oh my God, please don't hit me. Oh my God, this is going to hurt. Oh my God, wow, that went better than I expected.
I made it through. Yay!
15 seconds later. Oh my God, please don't hit me. Oh my God, please don't hit me. Oh my God, please don't.
I'm not sure I could get wifely approval, but I so want to do a figure 8 race right now. Like,
it sounds like a terrible
I
idea.
must do one of these things.
They're a long way from us.
What kind of safety gear do you wear? They're probably not. They're probably around because there's rednecks and stuff. What kind of safety gear do you wear?
Sunglasses.
A helmet?
Flip flops.
His gold number 3 medallion.
So for anything that's not in the bus, it is suggested that you wear flame retardant clothing.
Okay.
Like a Corona tank top.
Basically, they suggest that you put a t-shirt on under your overalls.
Okay, good suggestion.
But no, it's at a minimum for anything not a school bus, long pants, full helmet.
That's still not
You don't have
much.
to wear gloves. You don't have to wear, SFI shoes or anything.
Or apparently
I
not a
do.
shirt. You said long pants and a full helmet. I guess that's Florida. I got
long
pants
sleeve
on
shirt.
today.
Sorry.
Okay.
I got pants on.
For the school bus races, the buses themselves have a 6-point, and you have to wear fire gear with that. You have to have some sort of head and neck restraint, be it just a collar or an actual Hans. Most of the buses have 5-point harnesses in them, and most of them do not have a lot of glass. So in the event, shouldn't say in the event, when one ends up on its side, it's easy for you to get out of.
So this is a little safer than I was thinking. That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of my cars have had, at a minimum, a bar down the driver's door and a bar connecting the 2 B pillars so that I have a harness bar in the car.
I would just like to mention that some quick Googling by myself has discovered that I believe the nearest figure 8 racing to where most of us are sitting that are not in Florida or Vegas is in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no. I used to live there. I'm sure
at the Trailway Speedway. So we will have
Googling
to.
now.
But is it school bus figure 8 racing?
I don't know.
It's a figure 8 track, which is a step in the right direction.
According to this, you must be 16 years age or older to participate in figure 8 racing Proof of age must be available.
That's kind of
a
terrifying.
minimum of a 3-point harness.
Yeah. So it's
Oh,
basically
God.
just the same rules for the Crashorama series, which the entry fee for that, we all know how much it costs to actually enter a Lemons race.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Entry fee for Crashorama is a $30 wristband. Plus the price of the car that you guys are going to sell back to the towing company that's there at the end of the night for scrap.
Wow.
So
not much.
yeah, each of these events normally cost about $400 for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been looking at the one in Pennsylvania here. Car for reparation rule. First rule: car must be stock. That's the rule. Down further, tires, all season tires only. Yep.
Good.
No skid steer or V treads. That's good. No skid steer. Oh, this is good. I like this.
Okay, good.
This is great. This is awesome.
This is a great show.
Cool.
Everybody's Googling now, trying to figure out where we're going. Everybody's looking at their phone. Okay, you
Our
can't.
inner rednecks are all coming
You can't
out.
go. You don't have the car.
Y'all
My work here is done. Thank you, Donnie.
Basically.
Y'all are welcome for this, man.
Chrissy, you'll be
raise hell,
glad to
raise
know.
hell.
Raise
There's
hell,
a-
praise Dale, burn down that apple.
Burn down Applebee's.
What?
There is a powder puff division.
Why do I want to be in Powder Puff?
I don't know. I think that means they have an all-girls division.
Yes.
Because, it matters what genitals you have when you're crashing.
No, it doesn't at all. That's why I'm trying to figure out why you're telling me this. Joe, I don't care.
If you're operating
trying-
the car with your genitals, you're doing it wrong.
I want to be there. I want to be there when we all show up and they automatically sign Chrissy up for the Powder Puff division just to watch her go off on, excuse me?
Right?
Did I ask for that?
Like when they
I'm
say,
going to-
"Oh, are you a spectator?" Oh, no, I'm not. Thanks.
Yes,
Thanks.
that's why I'm walking in a head-to-toe Nomex suit. Get out of my way while I'm getting in my race car, you loser.
Yeah, let me know when that happens. I want to come film that.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens every time I go to the racetrack and I get sign the waiver and get a wristband. They try to charge me for I'm a driver.
Oh.
Thanks. Anyway,
Anyway. Back to the topic.
anyway.
We all now know what we're doing on July
Oh, you know
6th,
what?
by the way.
This is a perfect thing. This is a shout out to Bill Fisher. This is what you do with the Mustang now, Spider Stang.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because it has a roll cage, it's already bent, and one of the rules I'm reading here say all glass must be removed.
Oh, good. We're almost there.
Windshield must be replaced with wire mesh with holes no larger than ½ inch. You're already ready. Spider Stang
And
will
that is-
live one last ride.
And that is Steve McDaniel, safety approved.
Yeah.
Good old
Oh, my
Steve
gosh.
McDaniel. I have to replace the windshield in the Lexus because of him breaking it at CMP. That's fun.
Hey, it wasn't sturdy enough. If Steve could break it, we were wearing slippers.
You're right. If you can't stand on the windshield, it's not sturdy enough.
He did that, though. When they put the expanded mesh on the Spider Stang, Steve was going to prove a point about how it wasn't safe and how anything could come smashing through there. And he jumped up and he jumps up and down like completely unexpected on the expanded mesh. And Alan Danvers had welded it in place. And it stayed there. And he went, yeah, okay, you guys are good to go.
Good for Alan.
Yeah.
Donnie, this has been a crazy interview so far. Is there anything that we missed? Like, is there do you have any in your pocket? Like, oh yeah, by the way, I also, I don't know, fly jets into, I don't know, school buses.
No, but one of my vehicular dreams is to jump a limo into a wall of flaming televisions.
Well,
So
who
if you guys
doesn't?
can help me get that done.
Wasn't that in a
finding-
punk video?
I think finding flaming televisions might be the most of that problem because now they're all flat. Like if you had some tube TVs, which are hard to find,
right.
then you would actually make a wall. You can't really it's going to be much more difficult to make a wall of TVs that are
you have
flat
to make
screens.
a wall of wood and then attach the flat screen.
I mean, you could do that. I think he's picturing big tube TVs though. No?
The
Well,
way
yeah,
that I
duh.
have it in my mind is actually you build a frame, basically an 8 TV by 8 TV frame out of steel, PVC, something along those lines. You fill that with propane or some sort of fuel. You spray that down onto the TVs. You have an ignition device,
how about some ether?
And then the limo jumps into it.
Jeff has lots of ether that he likes to spray places and then light them. So we have ether around here. Stop using propane. It's bad. Or use Blue Rhino, and then I don't even care.
Well, you guys saw the video of how we loaded the Roadmaster onto the trailer. I had to sit on the core support spraying ether into it to get it to run to go up onto the trailer. So
there's nothing wrong with spraying ether into your car.
Except when you lose your eyebrows.
Or drink or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Ether is New Jersey bath salts.
Ether's fun. That's all that is.
Okay.
Chrissy, just stay away from the guy at the mall who says, "Here, smell this rag. Does it smell like ether?"
Yeah.
That's not
Does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
That's right.
It's not rapey at all. Don't worry.
This is awful. How did I get dragged into this?
I don't know.
Why
this took a turn.
This did take a turn. Yeah, why me? Why not Chris? Why aren't they drugging Chris?
Because if I'm looking for a weak target out of those two, I'm not picking Chrissy because she's usually mad about something.
Yeah, but she was mad about me using ether. That's why I said it.
I mean, no offense. If I'm going to take out any one of you guys, I'm going for Jeff.
Probably.
Why?
I'm definitely the softer underbelly of this team. Let's be honest.
He looks like he would put up less of a fight.
I'm a
He's
lover, not a fighter.
He's
definitely.
probably a little slower.
He's much
He's
slower.
He's
I only run when chased.
And even then, we'd all outrun you anyway.
What the ether is for, just to go ahead and cut that chase down.
Oh, no.
Now, Donnie, I think you're doing this on your phone, right?
I am on an iPad on the dashboard of a Toyota Tacoma.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a fan of the show, and you know that we normally give a shout out to a very special listeners. We're wondering if you could, you ate some of her cookies at Pitt's Race. We're wondering if you could handle that one for us.
You mean pit race?
Pit race.
Why try to change it? Why?
Did it again. I'm sorry.
Stop trying to change it. It's how it's going to be.
Well, of course, Mental, and I would be honored to let you all know that as I pulled the race Camry into BS at CMP, Chris walked over and didn't even ask, shoved one of Chrissy's mom's cookies into my face. So that is the best thing that has ever been shoved into my mouth unwillingly. Thank you, and hello, Chrissy's mom.
Unwillingly. He said unwillingly.
I know, you seem pretty willing at the time.
That won't hold up in court.
You didn't say no.
Oh, that's awesome.
Please stick around. We are going to move on to the, I believe we have just the tip coming up.
It's just the tip!
I was going to thank him first.
Go ahead.
Thank you for coming with us down this wonderful trip with Donnie, Florida Man. Do you want to pimp any kind of social media, Twitter, or anything else out there? What's your Twitter handle?
What is that?
Favorite bath salt company that sponsors you?
Well, you see, you're not sponsored by the bath salts. The bath salts are sponsored by you.
There you go.
All right.
And just to clear the air, in the event that someone from any sort of agency is listening, I've never done bath salts.
Thanks for clearing your name.
Yeah. Now, speaking of things that won't hold up in court, because they're going to listen to this whole episode. No way. No way.
I mean, aside from, you guys have shared a lot of my stuff from the Fail Inc. Motorsports Facebook page and Instagram account. My own Twitter is my first initial, the letter M. It's DM, and then my last name, if you can spell that properly. Pet like you pet a dog. Run like you run a race. AK like today was a good day. I didn't have to use my AK.
And then the blimp. Because Ice Cube's a pimp, baby.
Yeah, I've seen my name in the lights of the Goodyear blimp. It's Ice Cube was a pimp, yeah.
Ice Cube was a pimp. Sorry, continue spelling your Twitter handle.
Oh no, we stopped it. You might have started over again.
That was it.
Yeah.
You got through it.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
No, I
D
didn't.
as in
Right.
dog, M as in Mary.
AK is the end. That's how I wouldn't make
okay,
it.
okay, okay.
And
Yeah.
there are just some great obscure Twitter holes that you and Steph and Brownell and Ike from the Untitled Car Show will wander down that will restore your faith in humanity. It really, especially if you're a gearhead, it's just great stuff about obscure General Motors cars. I love it.
Yeah, I actually have access to the GM photo archives. And every once in a while, I'll just get bored at work, or if I've got insomnia, I'll dive in, and suddenly my Twitter is just full of pictures of, car carriers from the 70s and car shows from the early 80s when the Turbo Trans Am was released. And
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's really
America.
boring.
That's awesome. Well, anyway, stick around for just the tip. We are going to move on here. Now, Chrissy, you can yell.
Okay, thanks. So I also I had dinner with my family tonight, and they were disappointed that I don't give them all a shout out because I give my mom a shout out. So hello to my father, to Jen, Len, and then there's Kim. Anyway, okay, so we are all now talking about summer safety. So you should avoid sunburn like the plague. Seriously, wear sunscreen and a hat. Wear it if you don't think it's needed because it's cloudy. Do it anyway. I don't even care. Sunburn is bad, says the shining redhead that is shiny. That is in my eyes. It is Jeff's very bald head. Ooh, I had that on my bingo card. Heck yeah.
It's shiny because it has sunscreen on it.
No, it's burnt. It's red too. But okay, whatever. So make sure you are swimming smart. Apparently, the article I was reading that more than 800 children drown every year, which is also is awful. Swim with buddy. Don't allow anybody to swim at home. Swim alone at home. All of that. Protect yourself from bugs and insects. This article that I was reading says don't use DEET because it's toxic. But
it is hugely. That's why it's only available in the military.
yeah, but
I love DEET.
I love DEET too. So just use DEET if you hate bugs, and you might get cancer, but don't tell me about it.
Well, hold on. Now I'm going to throw this because I've seen this happen. If you use DEET, do not go to bed until you shower it off, or you will get poisoned, and you will wake up the next day
Get
nauseous.
out.
And it happened. Honest to God, happened to my intel troop, or not my intel troop, my mission planning cell officer when I was down in South America.
I use 100% DEET.
I sleep in DEET all the time.
We had the military grade stuff. We might have been drinking, and she passed out without taking her shower.
Well, there's probably other reasons here.
No, we know a hangover, and then we know DEET poisoning. And trust me, it's worse. It's actually worse than a hangover.
DEET will mess with you, but
Okay.
it works so
it's
damn
so
well.
good. It's one.
It
of the,
will also melt your sunglasses.
Will
and
it?
screw up.
Yeah.
It will melt your sunglasses. Actually,
It's actually designed to be put on clothing, especially the 100% stuff.
Okay. Well, so if you get cancer, it's not my fault. But DEET is really awesome. So watch about getting dehydrated. If you're thirsty, you're already in trouble. Watch for when you're drinking all day, especially when you're in the sun. Have a cup of water in between your beers, even if you don't like water. I don't care. You'll be happy you did later. And then lastly, don't leave your child unattended in a car, even for a minute, or animals or snacks, especially if they have chocolate. Because if you, yes, watch out for those animals and snacks too. That's what I got.
awesome. So, Donnie, thank you. We're going to be sending over to you a cascadic multi-grid algorithm for computing the Fiedler vector, and we'd like you to complete that and send it back to us if possible before the next show.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be doing a lot of driving before then, so you should not use your phone while you drive, and therefore...
Oh, thanks for that safety tip, Donnie.
Oh, all right.
Bam. You can tell he's a graduate student. Do you see him, how he notched out of that workload? That was epic.
Do we know what we're doing next week, since
No.
we won't have the answer to the Fiedler vectors?
We'll know next week.
No, okay.
No clue.
So thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It is totally free. Then go to iTunes, the only place that matters, and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hate us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions about the Fiedler vector, send them to Donnie. Any questions about the show, comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers everyone.racing@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up. Unless there is no shiny side on your school bus, then just keep the wheels down.